Wow, the end of the DCEU is actually finally here. The journey to get to this Flash movie is absolutely wild, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's one of the most craziest developments in this comic book movie genre. But we're here, and we actually have a tangible movie to talk about. And there is so much to talk about. Let's just get right into it. What's up guys, welcome to Superwise. I'm John in the Flash. Wow, this movie delivered on every level. As a DC fan, I was just blown away and genuinely happy with what we received. Is it the best DCEU movie? No. Is it one of the best superhero movies ever made? Certainly not top 10. But is it damn good and a hell of a time? Hell yeah. Andy Muschietti really felt in his element here as director. Throughout the film, I felt the feeling that he just knew what he was doing. Literally just as I'm recording, Variety has confirmed that Brave and the Bold lands Andy Muschietti as director, and do we even have to explain why? I mean, the vision is clear, he's going to crush it. The score is epic, a mix of Williams, Elfman, and Benjamin Wallfish's own style. The action was very good. The opening was so fun with Barry saving the babies. Andy, specifically with Michael Keaton, delivered some of the most badass Batman moments ever. When he's in Russia, he's an absolute beast, and it's just a treat for the eyes to see. Christina Hodson's script, man, she just gave us a heartfelt and insanely fun story. There's a nice balance of everything. Getting into the story and the characters, starting with a titular Flash, Ezra Miller did such a good job with this role. Drama aside, he gave this character dimension and an emotional core. You do feel for him. I thought I would hate the two Barry scenario, but it turned out to be an actually great dynamic. Not only did it provide some good comedy, but it let Barry see his younger self and witness his immaturity, his impulsivity, and he grew from that. I thought Barry had a great arc where he didn't want to listen to Bruce about not changing the past, not letting your tragedy define you, but moving on instead. He learns with the inevitable deaths of Keaton and Supergirl this lesson. It was extremely well done. Moving on to Keaton, I grew up with his Batman, so the nostalgia is there. Hearing that iconic score return, seeing him use his bat gadgets, seeing him be a beast in Russia, it was great. It was like a day had never passed. He just was Batman. And I was fine with his death. I wasn't outraged or anything. I just felt that it serviced the story and it helped Barry reach his arc. Supergirl was very cool. I thought Sasha Calle did a very good job in the role. She was overhyped. People were making it out as if she was the standout. She's not. She doesn't have a lot to do. She dies in this movie, so I don't think she's gonna be the woman of tomorrow. Nor honestly do I think she should be. You know, if she came back and was like a variant version, I wouldn't be mad at it, but I think, you know, she's Cavill's version of Supergirl. If we're gonna get David Cornsweet, for example, I think we should have a new actress. Sasha here serviced the story, and I think it can end here. But for the singular film, she was good. I adore Man of Steel, and seeing the World Engine return, seeing Zod return, and seeing that plot, you know, come back one last time, it was very cool. It felt right for a send-off. But we get to the main criticism of the film, and that is the CGI. In some places, it was really good, and in others, it was absolute garbage. I knew something was off from the very first trailer, and here, it was just so apparent, and I just wish it was so much better and improved, and it just looked better. It was really embarrassing for quite a few scenes, especially when Barry's in the bowl, and that leads us to the cameos. So let's start off with, you know, the big ones. Christopher Reeve's likeness. It is, of course, not Christopher Reeve, it's his likeness. And beside him, Supergirl. It was so cool to see him together, but I wasn't like over the moon about it. I think one part of it is because the CGI was so rubbery and weird, and if you're gonna do it right, you have to do it like Egon in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Seamless and not so noticeable. But here it was, and it also didn't help that Christopher Reeve's likeness looks so emotionless. You see this actor so full of life, so full of energy, and when that's missing, it's hard not to notice. So that's that, and they embrace DC, they have a little fun with it. We see Adam West Batman, we see Nicolas Cage as Superman, and as a lifelong DC fan, I've always wondered what that would look like if that ever happened, and we see the vision of Tim Burton. It was just a beautiful reference, man. Terrible CGI, but fun. having Ben Affleck there and Gal Gadot one more time, you know, they've decided to become a connected universe at the very end, but I appreciate it nonetheless. But then we get to that ending and what it means for the future of the DCU. Now, when that reveal was there, that George Clooney is the new Batman of Ezra Miller's new DCEU universe, I mean, I was floored. It was just such an epic reveal. But that ending made something clear to me, and we see it in the post-credit scene where Jason Momoa shows up. It was fun seeing him. This is a newly formed DCEU. And it's not going to be the DCU James Gunn is working on right now. This is like an Elseworlds new universe where George Clooney is the DCEU Batman, and you know, James Gunn is gonna work on his own universe, and he's gonna have his new Batman, his new Superman. Will Ezra Miller stay in this role? I don't think so. I think this means that, you know, this is a totally Elseworlds universe and James Gunn can do his own thing. This is a way out to disconnect and to start anew. I just found the whole thing extremely fascinating. But that was the Flash movie. I had a blast of a time with it. It was just so fun, and the writing was so good and heartfelt, and it just had so many elements that I loved about it. This is the end of an old era. I'm ready to move on to the new chapter. Where we go from here, we'll see, but I am interested and fascinated nonetheless. Tell me, if you've seen The Flash, what did you think about it? Were those cameos controversial to you? Just like, let's talk about it. I plan to do a spoiler talk live. When that'll be, I don't know, but it's a plan. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. That'll be all from me. Remember my catchphrase, guys. Stay super wise.